All right.
Shall we get into it?
Let's do it, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Budgy Smugglers. We're back, baby. I'm comedian Jeremy Dooley, joined as always by fellow comedian Stevie B, Steven Bradshaw. How are you, mate?
Good, mates. Welcome, smugglers. We've got a ton of sport to speak about. Ton going on. There's Benny Simmons is back. The Cats are shafting everything again. Paddy Mills, Quillan, Salkilld. How about that? We'll dive all into that in a second. We did record an episode last week, but it didn't go up because it was an absolute clusterfuck. But we've sorted out some technical issues, so we are back. If you missed out last week, Dools is currently at the Edinburgh Fringe. How's it going, Dools?
Yes, it's good. It's good. I haven't met many people from Edinburgh yet, so that's fun. I had one in one of my shows, and at the start of the show, he just whispers to me, he's like, "Hey, sorry, I got to leave 30 minutes into the show." I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Yeah, I've got to go to court." And then he pulls up his pant leg and he had a full-on like ankle monitor on.
Every comedian's dream. Did you talk about it, Dools?
Absolutely. More so after he left. But, you know, it was...
That makes it easier.
Exactly. It's been great. Yeah, Edinburgh's brilliant. Everyone's really friendly. Like it's a very good, like, you know, collegial sort of vibe amongst all the performers. There's all sorts of weird shit happening. Eating a lot of Portuguese food, which obviously is what you'd expect being in Scotland. And I've eaten some Scottish food. I ate do you know what a Quillan skink is?
I do not know what a Quillan skink is, but it does not sound
based
good.
On the name. Yeah, based on the name, what do you think a Quillan skink is?
It sounds like a French kind of a lot of butter, a lot of garlic, but it obviously is skink, so it's a lizard, right? Obviously some type of reptilian French dish.
Yeah, it's a fish chowder.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that's basically what I said.
Yeah, exactly. It's delicious. It's fantastic. So that's good. Today we're going to try an iron brew.
You haven't had iron brew yet?
No, with the big soft drink here. I did ask a local, I'm like, what's the flavor profile of it? And she said chemical.
Oh,
so
no,
that's
rude. It's a creamy soda.
That's good.
Jules. It's basically the creamy soda family. You're going to love it.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll give that a try, and I'll give it a review on next week's episode. But gigs have been good. Done a lot of shows. I've been doing my show. I've been knocking off the cobwebs for Jared Goundry's show. I've done a couple of all Australian lineups shows. I did the all Aussie lineup, and then I did 4 Aussies, which was good. And then I did. I'm now on the 4 teachers show, so that's good.
Which grade school teacher are you, Dawes?
I've worked in schools,
sure,
in a roundabout way.
Yeah, fair.
I went to school, so I know about teachers.
Yeah. You'll probably do the lawyer. It's like doing the lawyer show because you've been to court before, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, and who would do the lawyer show if you haven't been? I did the lawyer show once before as well, so that's good. So it's been great, man. Highly recommend. The Scottish are lovely. Edinburgh's a beautiful city. There's a lot of hills and inclines and cobblestones, so my calves working overtime. But it's good. The Wi-Fi here, absolutely terrible. So it's hard for people to pay me after the shows, but that's all right.
For all the smugglers that have been following along on social media as well, at that part of Scotland, how is the crack cocaine where you're staying?
Yeah, it's great. So we got here, we booked our accommodation 6-7 months ago, and we got a great deal. We thought, this is pretty cheap for the Edinburgh Fringe, and we got in a suburb of Edinburgh, and we got here. We're really excited. We got out of the Uber in our local area, and then instantly realised why it was so cheap. We are in the meth capital of Scotland. It's fantastic. Hello to everyone in Granton. We love you.
Granton.
Please don't stab us.
My partner actually saw some of your stories, particularly one of our mate, little Zachary. And she saw that and she was like, where the hell are they? She's from Edinburgh, of course. And she was like, they must be staying at the shittest part of around Edinburgh, which was pretty funny.
We were chatting to some coppers yesterday, and they're like trying to be funny and sling jokes. One of them was funny, the other one not. And then they're like, where you staying? And we said, we're staying in Granton, and both of them were just like, ooh, which is not what you want the coppers to be doing. Absolutely, you know what I mean? So. It's been good. It's been a good trip. Last week we couldn't have an episode. It was technically not good. So I'd done a show in London beforehand at the Australian High Commission. So, just doing some moving and shaking, at the consulate, at the embassy. And they got us absolutely poleaxed after the show. So it was great. The Aussies doing us proud.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
What have you been doing? What's been happening?
Oh, not much. What have I done in the last week? Nothing terribly exciting. I did a gig last week.
You did a gig?
I did a gig, yeah. I still do stand-up. I got a couple this week.
How did that go?
Went good. I was the MC, good crowd. So I was good. Just missed doing the old zingers in between acts. I had a few good ones. I also... because I haven't been MCing and gigging around the Melbourne scene as often as I have in the past, there was a few people I hadn't met before. And one of my favourite things any MC does is when they completely fuck up someone's name right in front of them as they're looking at them. So I did that a couple of times. Apologies for whatever your names are. But no, good. Had fun.
Sick.
Yeah.
Well done. Getting back out there. That's good.
Back out there. Had a chilled weekend. Went to the footy. Left early because it was awful. Been out and about. Been very busy, but not as exciting as what you've been doing.
It's been a lot. It's all a blur. At least you can remember yours. It's a blur. Jesus Christ. Is it a blur?
Have you had any good audience questions? I love International Questions Corner while you've been away.
Yeah, the big one is everyone's quite curious about the travel element of being all the way from Australia and coming here. So everyone's very baffled by that, and they're like, "There's always a lot of Aussies here. Why are there so many Aussies here?" And so the interesting thing, I think, is it's also, because we are so removed from the rest of the world, we know that at some point we need to travel to actually do things. And whether that's within Australia, outside Australia, Australians are used to going great distances to do gigs. So, we're always traveling an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5 within Australia. So this is, took 30 hours from door to door, but still it's worth it. So there's been a little bit about that, but I did have one very interesting question that you might be able to answer here. It's like, how do you find your humor travels when you're in a different location, and what sort of things do you think about before you step on stage?
Oh, that is it's more applicable to you. Like the furthest I've traveled you've done gigs in Portugal and different where non-English speaking. I've been to Darwin where they barely speak English as well, so that was tough. But in New Zealand, I thought I had a lot of stuff about being Polynesian, so that travelled very, very well. I had a joke about Melton that did not travel well, but they got the gist. I thought it was pretty interesting. So it's local references, slang, and stuff that's uniquely Australian. Still, if it's funny, it's funny though. Like I had some bits where I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work over here, but there's only one way to find out, and it's still landed. Some of it does better overseas than it does in Australia. How have you been finding it, Dools, after about 7 shows?
Yep, most of it has been as expected. You do have to think about the local references and slang. There's a few things that you think are universal that kind of slip through to the keeper. So I said Budgy Smugglers not in terms of the Speedos, and people stared at me. Didn't know what they thought I was stealing birds. Yeah. So I had to explain that a little bit. I was like, okay, mental note for the next show, change that, give a bit of context. Not my show, but Jared Goundry referenced rub and tugs. And that's not what they're called here.
What are they called over there?
Tuggy Parlour.
Tuggy Parlour? Oh, that doesn't sound as fun, does it?
It sounds great in a Scottish accent, though.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
A Tuggy Parlour. Yeah, it's good. That was my attempt at Scottish
accent. How are the Tuggy
accent.
Parlours over there?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to ask JG. It's been good.
Good. Love
It's been good. That's the main sort of question. Everyone's very curious about Australians and us travelling and how things translate.
Very good. Very good. Well, I'm excited because you've been so busy. And I have had a few smugglers come up to me and say they don't really... The only news they get about Australian sports is through the Budgy Smugglers. If it wasn't for this show, they wouldn't know what's going on. I'm intrigued to see how much you've been paying attention to sport whilst you've been away. So this will be a very, very interesting episode. I do want to start with one of our favourites, Budgy Smuggler favourite, Ben Simmons is back. Have you seen this, Dools?
I have seen that. He's been doing some secret trainings in Melbourne, in Port Melbourne, at a gym owned by Dyson Daniels and Josh Giddy. And
what? There's a gym owned by... I want to go to that gym.
Yeah, it's part owned. I don't know if it's a public thing or one of those like cool private facilities. But mate, if Box Hill Benny, if he's in a good spot, if his back's healed, if he's caught, plenty of fish, there's plenty of fish in the sea, and hopefully he can get on a basketball court where he can still do some stuff. If he's given the chance, if he's given the ball, he can still make things happen. But of course, he loves catching fish. So I don't know what's going to be more of a rush, catching fish or hitting a jump shot outside the paint.
He obviously has had a lot of back issues, Dools. Catching large marlin in the middle of the ocean on a rocking boat doesn't seem like the greatest therapy for a back injury, but apparently he's back to his athletic best. According to
I would have thought
someone.
I would have thought it's bad for your back.
I would have thought it's bad for your back as well.
The straining, the lower back. Oh, he must be fit and in a good mental state, and hopefully he can become a boomer once again. He hasn't been a boomer since he was a teenager, Stevie B.
I know.
17.
It's very good.
Crazy stuff.
But I am pumped. If he does well, what's a good, off the top of your dome, where do you think he could go and play a role, obviously, off the bench?
I think he'd be great at Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. He should. I think, right, what I reckon, if I was Dave Simmons or whoever is in Ben's ear, I'd be like, mate, NBL first. Prove to the NBA that you can still play and that you're still, keen, because they might be a little bit gun shy. Go dominate in the NBL, then go to the NBA, and you'll probably have a bit more freedom. He'd want to go to a team where there's a lot of shooters. I tell you, if he hasn't burnt that bridge, a good landing spot would be Philly for him at the moment. But you want to go to a team where maybe they're a little bit thin on the bench, but they've got a lot of shooters, and then he can just sort of come in there, pass the ball and do what he needs to do without worrying about, shooting three-pointers.
One unnamed West Coast team has invited him, or Western Conference team, I should say, to training camp. Who do you think it could be? Because Spurs don't need him. Oklahoma don't need him. You got to look at that next run down, Portland routes. Who else was up there in the, Denver, maybe Denver, but they need shooting. But one that obviously stands out, and it's always in the news, is the Lakers. I could see that. Wing defense. He's got the shooters in Doncic and Reeves, who are going to create a lot of space. He could, and obviously Bronny James Jr. Ready for a big break at year 3. We all know that. So I feel like he fits sort of a need there for defense and rim running, which Doncic needs, a pick and roll rim runner. So.
Yep, I could see him doing well at the Lakers, and a dark horse team, maybe Minnesota.
Minnesota's a great call. They're skinny on the bench. They gave away Randall for nothing.
They gave away Naz Reid. They got a lot of shooters in there now.
A lot of shooters. Ant was shooting over. He took a lot of shots and was around the 40% mark. LaMelo's going to be firing balls up left, right, and centre. Who's the other one they've got? I want to say Alexander Walker, but he went to Atlanta. But Jaden McDaniels is.
They got a few weapons.
So that's a good. I don't hate that fit. The Cole will do well for his back. I'm
surely.
pumped. I hope so, because I've, as you know, I've been getting drunk and buying Australian basketball sports cards on Whatnot. So I've got a few graded Ben Simmons rookie cards, which are worthless.
Need him to go up and boost his value.
Yeah, exactly. That could be fantastic for me. I'm going to set you up for a few of these ones, Dools, because you don't know about them, and I just want to get your first reaction. This one's my favorite story of the week. There's a big bird flu pandemic that I don't know if that's reached. It's not a pandemic. I sent the alarm bells going, but there is a bird flu outbreak in Australia. I don't know if it's hit Europe, maybe, but the bird flu has had an unexpected impact on Australian badminton, because shuttlecocks are increasing to $70 each. That's 50% more per cock. $70 shuttlecocks, because they use bird feathers on the cock. So these cock feathers are costing a fortune over here. Has this made the Edinburgh Times?
It should. That is an outrage. I would have thought the opposite. I would have thought that it makes it more readily available because there's more birds that aren't flying in the sky, so there's more feathers available.
You'd think so.
Cocks.
You would think more dead birds would mean cheaper shuttlecocks for the badminton. But yeah, they're really I read somewhere that Badminton Australia spends up to $3,000 every 6 months on shuttlecocks. They don't know what they're doing at the moment. $3,000. That's crazy.
Just use the dead bird feathers. You could call them dead cocks.
How is badminton not advanced their technology in that they haven't moved past the bird feather?
I'm not going to lie. I did not know that they were made of bird feathers. I thought it was made of plastic.
Oh, I've known that for several hours since I read this story.
Mind blown.
That is true. I would have thought that, I'm not a big badminton. When was the last time you played badminton?
Oh, probably like year 8 when we had to do it for sport at school.
Did you ever do inter-school sport badminton?
No, I had friends.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, we didn't. I didn't have friends, but our school didn't have any Asian students. So, we were.
I mean, you're close enough.
Yeah, pretty much. Polynesian.
Oh, yeah, like Polynesia. You mean Polynesia?
Exactly. I would have though. It looks fun, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Did you hear about
what's happening with Geelong?
Did you hear about this, Tools? Has this made?
I've heard about this.
Basically, Geelong. I'm interested to hear your thoughts as someone who hasn't been swept up in the media storm. So, Geelong Cats made a contracted player to sign an amendment to his contract. It was Jake Colin-Jasny. He signed a waiver, unbeknownst to the AFL Players Association, his manager, and the AFL itself, which would indemnify Geelong Cats if he was to have future or another head injury due to concussions that would impact him later in life. It was very dodgy, very sketchy, and everybody is up in arms, except, of course, for the AFL, who has said nothing to see here. Now, this is one of your favourite cross-sections of AFL doing nothing and hating on the Geelong Cats. So let the Budgy Smugglers know what you think about this.
I think it's a disgraceful response from the AFL. Any other club? Okay, maybe not any other club. I think if it happened at like GWS or Gold Coast, they'd probably get away with it. But any other club, there'd be a huge fine. You'd probably lose some draft picks and stuff like that. There'd be suspensions and all sorts of stuff there. Geelong are very embedded in the AFL head office. You know, there's a lot of high-ranking staff have gone back and forth and stuff like that. The AFL always turns a blind eye to Geelong for some wild reason. I think it's dodgy. The fact that they hid it from the player's agent is very dodgy, and let alone the Players Association and head office. Geelong should be fined a shitload of money. They should lose all their draft picks for the next draft. And AFL needs to come down hard on this. AFL leadership, famously, of course, very gutless, and won't do anything to sort of, tarnish the brand. But Geelong are doing a great job of that. So AFL, I feel like your brand's been tarnished. Now you need to step up and actually maybe you might even win the PR battle when it comes to this. I think, you look at some of the suspensions of the AFL, hands down, if you accidentally run into an umpire on the field, if the umpire backs into you, you're looking at the ball, you get fined. As a player, you might get suspended for that and then miss out on match payments. That's bullshit. Geelong are doing dodgies, intentionally doing dodgies, and they're getting away with it. That is absolute disgraceful stuff from AFL.
Pew, 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 pew. Shots fired by Jeremy Dooley. Fantastic work. I'm pretty sure I knew how you were going to react to that one. That was very good. I got more. I'm just going to keep teeing you up because these are all in your wheelhouse. You've got no one over there to talk about sports with based on the crew that you're there with. So just let it all pour out. The AFC with UEFA, CONCACAF have combined to pen an open letter to the football family seeking the resignation of FIFA president Gianni Infantino. However, this is where I want to hear your thoughts, Dools. Football Australia have yet to publicly comment. So firstly, what do you think? Just a recap of last week, your thoughts on Gianni Infantino. And then secondly, why hasn't Australia spoken up and gone, oi, what's going on here?
Yep. I think Infantino has to go. It is absolutely untenable. I think it's also interesting that Argentina have come out being like, no, we support him. Yeah, of course you support him because he cheats for you, you Nazi sympathizers. So get rid of Infantino. He's a blight on the game. Well done for UEFA, who are dodgy as well. And so is the AFC. They're all a little bit dodgy, but at least they're uniting over who is the most dodgy, and it's Gianni Infantino. Australia, Football Australia, being gutless, as you would expect. Being a small sort of federation, Australia would be trying to read this politically. They don't give a shit about you, so you might as well just speak up and say the truth. And that is, Infantino is dodgy and corrupt. Gotta go.
Jesus, get
rid of it.
You're on a hater today, Jules. I'm loving this.
Tell you what, I think the AFL's been watching Gianni Infantino and getting notes for dodginess.
Maybe
Geelong, aka the Argentina of the AFL.
If the AFL were to sell 20% of itself to private investors, which 3 teams would be included in that 20%? Do you reckon?
Oh, it'd be Geelong, GWS, Gold Coast.
Done. Suck on that. You can take me up for the next one. I've been give yourself a little.
Wait, let's do this. Oh, I tell you what, the Tour de France famous, the female Tour de France has been rocked by a cheating scandal to improve speed and aerodynamics. There's been accusations that some of the cyclists have been putting a little bit of extra something in their bras. What do you think about that? When was the last time you did that? Does it work?
I'm doing it right now and I haven't moved a fucking centimeter. This stood out to me because I don't know much about aerodynamics and I know even less about the female anatomy. But I would have thought padding the bras would have had a negative effect on aerodynamics. If you're like this, you would want as much streamlined action. You wouldn't want any of this slowing you down, padding it out, getting the aero going all over and back up and under. Bras are here, yeah?
Yeah.
That's one of the weirdest scandals I've ever heard. What are your thoughts on? And I thought it would slow them down as well. Do you want to be as light as possible? You don't want to be going cycling around with juggernauts bouncing around the French Alps.
Juggernauts. I would have thought that it's helpful if you're going downhill because you got a little bit more weight there, a little bit more speed.
Of course.
But if you're going uphill, it's going to have I would have thought, the opposite effect.
Yeah.
And depending on how much padding, then they can't, tuck into that position that they ride in.
Get in tight. You don't want to be out.
Downhill.
How padded are these bras as well?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe double G's. I don't know. Maybe going downhill, that makes sense. So it's like, you're getting a bit more weight behind the vehicle and things are going. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what I reckon. All
right.
Have you ever added more weight for aerodynamics?
Not for aerodynamics. I've added due to it was because of the when Hungry Jack's brought out the box meal. That's why I did it.
There you go. You do love a box.
This is true. More European news, Dools.
All right, I'll throw this to you here.
Okay.
Paddy Mills, he's back. He's signed with French team ASVEL, Asvel. And, of course, reuniting, or maybe it's like Osval. And he's reuniting with champion former Spurs teammate Tony Parker. What do you reckon about this?
He should be back here in Melbourne with Box Hill Benny training. That's what he should be. He should be gearing him up. I don't like an Australian icon, a Mount Rushmore of Australian basketball. I think we put him in there with Lauren Jackson and Gazy and Jingles. Or Luke Longley, probably Luke Longley. I don't want Australian basketballs out there gallivanting with the French.
He's not going to learn good defense.
Why can't he come back? He should be starting for the Brooklyn Nets still, if you ask me. They've got no one over there. But I didn't even know the French had a league.
Yeah. Who knew Tony Parker was still playing? I thought he was still recovering from. Oh, he's the coach.
He's the coach.
Okay. All right. Well,
wasn't he married to one of the Desperate Housewives? What happened there?
He was Eva Longoria. Then he cheated on her. Why would you do that?
Oh, who did he cheat on her with?
I don't know. But jeez, what a wild move.
ASVEL Villagement. Like, also, do we need Paddy Mills playing for a basketball team when we can't pronounce the name? It's not helpful to anyone.
You want him to be playing for Melbourne United or Southeast Melbourne or Cairns or something. I don't know.
Is it still the Cairns Taipans?
I think so. I hope so.
The Jack Jumpers. I don't know.
The Western Sydney Razorbacks.
He should be playing back home with our mate Joe Jingles and that other player that they got. Here's something, Dools. This is more of a question than a quick hit.
Oh.
Australia's Isaac Beecroft won and set a new world record in the under-20s. There's a big asterisk. 5-kilometer race walk in Oregon. Race walking world record holder for under-20s. How is this still a sport, Jules?
How is it a sport that young people do as well?
He might just be the first person under 20 that's ever done it.
Yeah, I think that's probably the case. He rocked up by accident. He was just going for a stroll, and next minute everyone's
some milk.
Yeah. It's like, I've got a 5K walk to the milk bar. I'm just going to go and walk it. I'm not going to drive. And then next minute, there's a starter's gun and like a stopwatch when he gets to the milk bar, and everyone's getting up and around him. What a moment for him.
He probably walked down to Coles to pick up a loaf of bread. Someone was timing him and just said, you know what? You just broke the world record for a 5-kilometer walk. And he was like, oh, sweet. And then just jumped into a tram like that time you did when Australia was trying to save on gas prices. So I'm pretty sure that's probably what happened.
Do you know who are a nation that are good at walking? Do you know the best nation at walking?
Who that?
Scotland.
Scotland are good at walking, are they? They haven't been walking
they
any
would
shows,
walk
have you?
500 miles and they would walk 500 more. I've heard that song quite a lot in the last 2 weeks.
Have you really? Have they not had a song since?
Nope. That's the only song you hear in Scotland. The Proclaimers.
Bagpipes? 500 miles.
I lost. Oh, man. A lot of bagpipes.
804.672 kilometers, Dools. That's not an easy. That's a long walk.
And they do it some more.
Who
would walk 1,000 miles
to be? Oh yeah, because he comes back, doesn't he? Do you think he walked 500 miles and then he's like, shit, I'm only halfway there? Or do you think he walked 500 miles and they were like, oh, no, Deborah went back to your place? He's like, fuck, he had to walk 500 more.
He leg it back and then he falls down at the door.
Yeah.
So, he's tired, very tired. It's a lot of kilometers, a lot of miles.
I'll tell you someone who didn't chalk up many miles. Our man. Oh, my goodness. Quillan Salkilld chokes out Gamrot and moves up to number 6 in the UFC rankings in one of the... For like a top guy in Gamrot, a top 10 guy to be walked through by someone much lower in the rankings than them. This was absolute chaos, Dools. Did you get to catch up with this one?
I have seen a lot of highlights. I've seen a lot of behind the scenes stuff of the fight and the prep. It's been very, very interesting. There was a little bit of adversity as well that Quillan had to overcome. Gamrot had a leg lock in and it was very deep. And I think it did a little bit of damage, but Quillan made of tough stuff and he was able to turn the tide. He choked him out. Oh, we were up and about, that's for sure. The inventor of sex, Quillan Salkilld, what a machine. What a good nickname. He doesn't like it anymore, but we're sticking with it.
I hadn't heard that one before. Or had I?
The inventor of sex.
Quillan, the inventor of sex, Salkilld? I like that.
Yep.
I like that a lot. What's next for Quillan? He wants someone, he said he wants a challenge. He finally wants a challenge because he's just been walking through everybody.
Oh, you got to give him, he's got to go. I mean, obviously, he's got a top 5 opponent next. Well, once he gets over his leg injury, they got to do a few tests there. It might be a bit of knee or ankle sort of stuff there based on the leg lock. Yeah, he's ready to go. Give him, I reckon he's one fight away from being able to contend.
He the champion of that division. This is the problem of lightweights. It is the most stacked division in the UFC. You've got Justin Gaethje coming off a huge win as the champ. You've got Ilia Topuria at number 1. What's his name? Sarukian?
Sure.
And then you've got Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, Paddy Pimblett, then Quillan Salkilld. It's a bit of a murderer's row. Renato's just behind him. Benoit Saint Denis is just behind him. It is a stacked top 10.
That's who he wants. I think that's who he wants is Benoit Saint Denis. But I think he can go top 5.
Yeah, well, he has to go top 5.
If he's 6, he's got to go top 5.
If he's 6, he's all right. Crazy. And to do it so easily was the wild part. Paddy?
Round 1. That'd be a good fight. I don't think they'll do it because I feel like from the UFC business perspective, like that doesn't feel like the right move.
Holloway?
Yeah. Holloway could be fun.
Star making fun?
Yeah, Oliveira could be a fun one. That could be fun. Yeah, I think he matches up well with Gaethje though, Quillan. So we'll see what happens. It's very exciting times. Very exciting times.
I've got some bad news for our favourite subject, off-field antics. Unfortunately, no one's cheated on anyone this week. First time in a while.
It is the first time in a while. I'll tell you what, Aussie athletes, get your shit together. Give us something to talk about.
I'll tell you what has happened off-field, and a question for you, Dools. 4 members of the Ugandan boxing team have gone missing after the Commonwealth Games. Have any of them rocked up to any of your shows?
I mean, quite possibly. It's a very multicultural city, Edinburgh at the moment. Or, they're in Glasgow, so maybe they got headbutted and they're recovering in an alleyway somewhere. You don't know these things. I mean, that happens after any sort of world event where people who come from countries, it's like, actually, this place is pretty good. Look, they've given us a house and food and there's people cheering for us. And then they stay in that country and they're like, oh, actually, no, this was just for the event.
Yeah.
It's actually not as good. Should go back to Uganda.
One of my favorite parts of the 2000 Sydney Olympics was that Cuban judoka decided to stay here by the name of Hector Lombard. And then we got to keep him.
Big heck.
And he had some hell of a run in the UFC. He was one of my favorite fighters. So hopefully we see some of these Ugandans fighting for smashing whiskey and smashing faces in the Zuffa boxing or whatever. But not that anyone watches boxing, but whatever.
Bit of haggis, bit of punch-ons. Hector Lombard, man, he was jacked.
Dude, he was on the gas so much. There's no way he was. That was the peak gas era for UFC where everybody was on it.
Absolutely. It was Christina Cyborg. Anyway.
Speaking of Cyborg, do you want to weigh in on the WNBA transgender debate, Dools? You had this written down here on the run. You have a lot of strong feelings about this.
I tell you what, coming from two of the most irrelevant basketballers. So I remember I'm a Houston Rockets fan. When they drafted Royce White, they thought, he could be, kind of like that Ben Simmons style player before Ben Simmons, in that he couldn't shoot but could pass, was big, point guard, but an absolute head case off the court. And he had a few mental health issues, but the Rockets went out of their way to try and accommodate him, and he just wouldn't come to the party. So he's an absolute head case. And Enos Kanter.
Sorry, just on Royce White. Not that it matters for the purposes of playing basketball, but I saw him on the way here actually doing an interview in a wig. Not hot.
Right. Okay.
Not hot.
No.
But, that doesn't matter.
He quite famously, it came out at the time that he was paying chicks. I think he was paying chicks allegedly to give him rim jobs.
Oh,
he loved a good rimming. Apparently,
there you go. Yeah, right.
I remember that being at the time.
I feel bad he has to pay for those.
I know, right? So he's a bit of a loose unit, and Enos Kanter has been trying to be relevant. Enos Freedom. He's been trying to be relevant for a really long time. His career, a lot of hype. Unfortunately, if you're not very good at most of basketball, you're not going to last in the NBA. And he just tries to yap to stay relevant, and that's what he's doing now.
Nailed it.
Could
score in the low post, nothing else.
And that was all he could do. He had one trick, and he would have been probably very good in the 80s and 90s.
82, he would have been all right.
And, his name, if you put a P in front of it, then his name's Penis Freedom. So maybe it does make sense.
Are you the first person to make that joke?
Hopefully.
Dude, you got to clip that up. We should have thought this through. Actually, I'll figure out a way to clip that up. That's some of your best work on this pot, obviously. Penis Freedom. That's really tickled. That's really tickled my fans. Did not see that coming. Do you have a top 5?
I do. This is a top 5 of chocolate bars that I've eaten so far in the UK.
Oh, great.
Now, if you've been following me on social media, I'm doing a few sort of chocolate reviews. So coming in at number 5, the Yorkie. Not into it. Don't get it. It's raisin and biscuit.
So this has made the list just based on the fact that you've only tried 5 chocolates.
Correct. Yeah. Well, and also, this is the bottom, so it needs to be at the bottom.
Yeah.
It needs to be known that this is not good. Now, coming in at number...
This one, the original looks like it's just chocolate, though, Dools.
Oh, did I just get the wrong flavour?
I think you might have got the wrong one. You got Yorkie. You got Yorkie raisin and biscuit. So that's
is there more than one?
Yeah, there's more than one.
Well, that gets an asterisk. I will try again during the week and report back.
Yep.
That's still currently the worst one that I've had. Coming in at number 4, the double decker. It's marshmallowy and it's got rice bubbly things in it. That's all right. It's fine. I wouldn't rush out to get it. I feel like if you had a box of favorites, it'd be one of the last ones in there. Number 3.
Above or below the Turkish Delight?
Ooh, above Turkish Delight,
okay.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Number 3 would be the Lion Bar. The Lion Bar is kind of like a picnic.
Okay.
Very similar to a picnic.
Yeah, I can see that.
Coming in at number 2, a Dame. I think it's called a Dame.
Yep. Yep.
They're good.
Yep.
And number one, easily, is the Whisper.
Whisper. That sounds. Is that
Whispers.
like a Mars bar? It's giving me Mars vibes.
It's so good. It's kind of like an Aero, but with better chocolate.
Okay. All right. I could get behind that. I could get behind an Aero with
really
better
good.
chocolate. Have you had the haggis yet?
No, haven't had a haggis yet. We'll get there. I haven't really had time to sit down somewhere where they dish it up. You know, it's more of a pub thing that I've discovered. Anyway, so yeah, we'll get to that in the next few days.
I like that. The sounds of that. Have you had any whiskey? Scotch whiskey?
No, I've drank Scottish beer though. Tennant.
Tennant? Good.
That's good. That's their goat. That's their VB. Their Carlton Draft. Give the Guinness for the Irish is the Tennant for them.
Love it. I've got a power rankings for us, Stills. Do you want a bit of power rankings?
Oh, let's do it.
Coming in at number 10, driving up a storm. He's a Kiwi, but we've claimed him. Shane Van Gisbergen.
Oh, yep.
In the NASCAR.
You love him.
I do love a bit of SVG, our Russell Crowe rule. Coming in at number 9, Isaac Beecroft, the walking man. It's been a quiet week in sport, but he broke
very
a record.
quiet if someone from walking.
We led the program with Shuttlecocks, so it's been a quiet week in sport, Jules. He broke the under-20 world record in the 5-kilometre walk. He didn't even realise he was racing. Coming in at number 8, he's got a big fight this week. Speaking about sport no one cares about. It's Terra Moana, the big boxer, the big giant, the heavyweight. He's undefeated, and he's got Eddie Hearn behind him now, so he's becoming a big name in boxing. If he has a win this week, then he'll have some big fights coming up. Coming in at number 7, he is the AEW International Champion, Kyle Fletcher.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Kyle, yep.
Yeah, we'll get into some people. The top 6 is just stacked with almost 4 or 5 people you've heard of. Coming in at number 6.
Okay, good.
The newly crowned King of France, Paddy Mills.
Okay.
6. That's how tough of a week it's been.
Light week of sport. Hasn't played, just signed, gets
straight in for signing on to play in the bench in the French league of a team no one's ever heard of. Coming in at number 5, not only because they had an awesome game this week. Listen to these numbers. 23 points, 5 assists, 4 threes, 2 rebounds, a steal, and a block for the Seattle Storm. In the WNBA, Jade Melbourne.
Yes, mighty Melbourne. We love Jade Melbourne. I know Jade Melbourne.
You know Jade Melbourne? She is great. She is fantastic, and she's just put up career high. She's had a great week. Good on you, Jade Melbourne. The most Budgy Smugglers name of all time, also for mighty Seattle. Coming in at number 4, he's our only world champ. He's still in here. Alexander the Great Volkanovski. But he's been knocked off the top, Dulls. He's been knocked off the top.
It's wild. Something's happened.
Coming in at number 3, you'll guess this straight away. First game of the year, this guy just waltzes onto the pitch and kicks a goal in about 40 seconds. Mo Toure.
The big Mo.
For whatever team he plays for.
Norwich City.
Coming in at number 2. He's back, Dulls. He is back. It is Box Hill Betty Simmons, number 2. I've never been more excited for anything. This was like the most exciting news I've heard in weeks. That former pro fisherman turns boomer Ben Simmons is back in the Boomers. He'll be the starting small forward for the LA Lakers. Don't know why he's playing small for power forward.
I think she could go to Indiana, because they've got Tyrese Halibut. You know how the fish halibut.
Yes, his mentor could be Derek Fisher.
Yes.
Definitely peaked at penis freedom. this episode. Coming in at number 1, this was easy. It is the choke master. He is the inventor of sex. Quillan Salkilld coming in for a top 5 fight.
What a moment for him.
Madalena, by the way. We haven't heard about him in a while. Where's
he gone?
No, I don't know. Love him. Want him back. What's going on this week, Dools? Let me guess. Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Edinburgh Fringe. I got my show, Daddy Cool, every day, 12:15 at the Brass Monkey. I'm doing a bunch of spots all around town. So if you're in Edinburgh, come check it out.
Very good.
What do you got on?
I've got, I'll be at Punters Club tomorrow night.
Hey.
I think I've got something on Thursday, but I've forgotten. And then on Friday, I'll be somewhere in Moorabbin with Troy Kinney. So that'll be fun.
Kinney's a great fella. He's a good dude. Great act. You're going to love that.
Oh, who's your mate? How do you, the MC?
James Liotta is on that,
James
isn't he?
Liotta.
Jimmy. Yeah, James Liotta. I've known him for a long time. The guy I used to do comedy with back in the day when I was a kid, they had a little business together where they would run Italian language plays in schools. So that's how I know Jimmy.
I'll tell him,
as I like to call him.
You said good day all the way from Edinburgh. Wishing you the best for another kick-ass week over there, Dools. Thanks for jumping on and thanks for listening, smugglers.
See you next week, smugglers.
Bye.